My fellow Wisconsinites, happy Monday. Kicking off a new week means another day to talk cannabis. And today's episode will be pretty cool. I'm talking about different ways that we can. It's a little cold in here. Give me 1 second. There we go. I'm going to be going over a few different ways that we can start talking to our elected officials. I think we need to keep getting the message out there. Maddie, thanks for stopping by. We got another Facebook user. Appreciate you, Maddie. Looking forward to today's episode called The Call to Action, Rallying Wisconsinites for Cannabis Freedom. I think it's time that we start bugging our state representatives, our elected officials, and it's time. So looking forward to getting a few resources together for you guys, going over some things today so we can figure out which resources we think will be best and start planning some moves here in the future. So before we get going too far here, I want to give a shout out to Higher Love. Higher Love, appreciate you guys being a part of the movement, sponsoring the podcast here. If you're watching, make sure you use the promo code LOVEPODCAST15. Your next stop into the store there in the UP. It definitely takes care of the excise tax and saves you a few extra bucks as well. So shout out to them. Shout out to everybody swinging by tonight. Let's start talking to politicians. When I started this, I had told quite a few people that the only thing I really didn't want to do was be involved in them, like going to the Capitol, the politics, that kind of thing. Obviously, that's evolved a little bit. It's helped a lot that when I go to talk to folks that they sit down and seem to be listening, giving feedbacks, and, we're talking back and forth. So that's always good to see. It's still just difficult when most of them say that they believe cannabis is safer than alcohol, so on and so forth, that this whole trying to legalize is such a conundrum, I guess would be a good word for it. So that's where it's time that I think we're going to need some help from you folks as well. I found a couple cool websites. I want to share a couple links with you guys here and share a couple ideas I have. Let me share page. Hope everybody's having a great evening. Thanks for stopping out. If it's raining by you, hopefully it's not too crazy. It's like raining sideways here. Pretty good, but just got some new downspouts in today before it rained. So I did check them. They seem to be working good. Thank goodness. All right, window. We're going to share this window here. All right. So this is a neat window, or a neat website in my window. Those pre-rolls from Higher Level working pretty well. This is usa.gov/elected officials. And this is pretty slick. You just drop in where you live. I don't know why it always puts the state as United. This is Wisconsin. All right, so we just fill in our address to a T, exactly where we are. You hit Find My Elected Officials. And we've got federal offices, state officials, and local officials. So what's cool is you just click on state officials, and here you can scroll down. Obviously, everyone in Wisconsin is going to have the same state governor. But you can scroll down, and down here we've got, you'll run into your state senator. In my opinion, I think the senator and the state assembly members are the two we should be targeting. So this would show you my senator, state senator, gives you his office phone number, gives you a web URL link right to their website. So you can contact them on here, or I really like that this has, let me get back into here for Wimberger. It takes you right to their Facebook and their Twitter, a link right to their page. Please make sure you're following your elected officials. This is where we can make noise. We got no comments on here today or the day before. They can't block us as long as we aren't, vulgar in like calling out their family members or stuff like that. So this is a great opportunity for us to get some attention. And also a huge thing that this allows us to do is keep an eye on listening sessions. Listening sessions, I think, are going to be huge for us. Listening sessions would be, so for Senator Wimberger here, they usually post on their social medias like a week before, and you can see that's what he did. Listening session in Wasaki Friday at 1:30 to 2:30. So that is cool because you get to go sit down in the same room with these people. And I think we should keep it with the, like this would be my senator. I think that helps just in case people ask, well, where are you coming from, or this, that, the other. So if you can find your senator when they're going to have a listening session, that's when you can politely ask them in person, what is your stance on legalization? What's the holdup? So on and so forth. And they're going to be in a room full of their constituents who are going to be voting for them. So I think between the two, I think this would be money. If we've got people who are going to be in Wasaki or the town of Peshtigo coming up on this Friday. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Town of Peshtigo Town Hall in Marinette on Friday. If you're in Marinette or in the surrounding areas where your state senator currently is Mr. Wimberger, please get there if you can. This is our chance to ask questions that can't just not get answered. But regardless, let's make sure we're following them on social media. So when post comes out, we can let our voices be heard. Social media has a lot of power and a lot of sway, and especially if we get even just a percentage of the followers we have in the group, that would be huge. So let's make sure that we utilize these tools. I'm actually going to be building a page on the website, so it'll take you similar to this website if you don't have the link, which I'll share afterwards, the usa.gov/ I believe it was, elected officials. And then you put in your address, find out who your folks are. Pretty slick setup. There's another one. I want to know your guys' thought. I was thinking about setting up something like this. It's pretty slick. So this is the, I think it's marijuana policy. I forget what their initials stand for here, the MPP. But with this link, it's pretty slick. You come in here and you get to type in, where'd it go here? Let your lawmakers know it's past time to get a medical program in place. So you just fill out your information, which would be obviously name, address, zip, so on and so forth. You hit next, and it writes a letter for you, and then you're able to change that as you would like. So what are your guys' thoughts? I was thinking about implementing something like this on our site so that it would this just really kind of touches on the medical benefits of cannabis, but I'm almost thinking we should add in a few more, do some research on how much tax revenue is leaving, have that kind of be in here, what the job potential is, like make this letter something that really hits home. And if you guys could come online and just put in your address, name and address, is that something you'd be interested in? If you want to let me know in the comments, I think that would be huge. It shows you your state senator and your state representative, and it sends it to both of them. So pretty slick. If it's not too hard to recreate, I think it would be a great idea. So let me know your thoughts on that. When it comes to what I think we should be sharing with our elected officials, I thought it'd be cool if we worked on kind of that together. Good idea for add-ons. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's go. Where I'm thinking is we kind of come up with our main talking points that in the short time we have with our elected officials that we want to talk about. So let's start a quick Google Drive. I had a couple ideas together. Google Drive. That, and if you want to drop in the comments where you're checking in from, we always like to know what kind of reach you got. Hoping to make a listening session soon, maybe even Peshtigo. That's what's up. Yeah, I think Peshtigo would be a little easier for me to finagle. I think I might be able to try that on Friday. I'll touch base with you. When it comes into here, Google Docs. All right, I kind of had a list going here. We got Thorpe. All right, let's go. Manawa. It's going down. Oh, I see what I did. I've messed up the live, you guys. I'm a putz. Hang on. I went to the group instead of the page. I was like, where is everybody? Save changes. All right. Now we're live on the main page. Sorry about that. Gresham. All right. Manawa. Thorpe. Nice group. Nice group. So one of the main things would be obviously medical benefits, kind of like that last page we saw. I think we should obviously highlight that. Make a little, because what I'm thinking is I will get kind of creative with what we're thinking, and I'll share a copy, and then you guys can edit, mock it up, whatever you'd like. but I always like kind of doing the legwork to get the ball rolling for us, since you guys support me in everything I'm doing. So, did we partake beforehand? Quite possibly. There was a little bit of partaking. That might be why we were on the wrong page at first, but now we're live on all the platforms, so we're good. So obviously, medical benefits, the public support, sharing the poll numbers, which I'm sure they know, but we don't have to go crazy with it. But just highlighting again, I think the most recent was like 86% support medical. We've got safety compared to other. Danny, what's up, buddy? Compared to Tylenol or alcohol. Just a quick little thing on that. The other thing I was thinking, you guys, is God dang it, alcohol. Oh my God. The other thing I was thinking is I think you guys should send them in, but then also if we have it again, I'm hoping it isn't that hard on the website, but I swear every time I go to do anything technologically advanced, yeah. But I think if we can, you guys send it, but then I also have like I can access it. I think I should be able to print it out, and then when I go to the state capitol, drop it off with your elected official. I think that'd be really powerful. So that's why I'm hoping I can figure out like that site I showed you, but on our site, so that we can kind of attack this multiple ways. As a dad, I don't want my kids getting into junk untested. Good point. So, well, we'll put that under safety too. Push sales off the streets and the unregulated markets. Facebook is like cursed tonight or something. This podcast is unwatchable and unlistenable. Try reloading the main page. I kind of messed something up there, I think, for a hot second. If you go to the Let's Legalize Wisconsin page, let's see if it works now when I'm trying. Yeah, now that's working for me. I don't know what happened in the beginning. I blame someone else. So yes, that would be huge. The other couple spots I had on here were we got criminal justice reform. So the reform and the freeing up of resources. Someone had recently told me, who has a couple of friends on the police task force, that they don't even have enough people on the task force. Like there's no, well, I shouldn't say there is very little speed traps. I don't want to tell you guys there's not a speed trap. Then you get a speeding ticket, and then you're like, what the hell, Bob? But I feel like it's just got to be so much time wasted if you could actually somehow try to guesstimate the amount of time that goes into finding people using cannabis and stealing products that people buy legally from Michigan, and somehow I got to try to put a rough number on that, because that's just a shit ton of resources and money when it comes to going to court and whatnot. If they are worried, they can make it like Colorado and no dispensary near schools. Taxes is the biggest, along with medicinal value. Believe that. So yeah, we'll put on their tax revenue. Because I will say, guys, when I visit some of these state officials or elected officials, and there's a couple of you, I don't know, I don't get names, but there's a couple people out there that are really getting the point across to their elected officials. There's some people calling every day, and the office is just like don't know what to do with it. Kudos, awesome, keep it up, because they have to answer the phone. When I email them, I always make sure to put, "This is my third time emailing you." Da, 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 da. Like, keep track of it. We need to hold these people accountable. We can't just let it get lost in their mailbox. Again, I'll have kind of a whole little web page rolled out for this, but just want to keep getting ideas on what we should have on here. I think that there should be something about something with success stories from other states. When I was at the summit in Baraboo, there's actually a couple dispensaries from Michigan there, or Minnesota. Or well, they're gonna be dispensaries, because obviously there's only the couple opened right now, but they are ready, folks. They are They're like, why would we not make our dispensaries right on the border of Wisconsin? So we're just going to be losing out on more tax money come the end of this year. I believe it was June 1st is when those other dispensaries can open in Minnesota, and they are just lining up to try to get it through the board by the border, which makes sense. 100% great call on other people who have gotten off of other substances. Other states have had crime rates decrease, right? That I'm going to put in there. Again, guys, we just need to. So basically, when I'm sitting down with these folks, or when you see them on the podcast, they seem to understand or believe that legalization would be a good thing. And even like saying that Voss's bill is too restrictive, the Republicans, a couple that I've sat down with. But we, all of us need to start. Okay, well, what are you going to do about it? You are elected for us to speak up for us, to not just go with the norm because that's what the boss says. Like, we need pressure. We have a few events coming up that I'm really looking forward to. We could give you a sneak peek on a couple. So HempFest this year is going to be epic. The day of the march. Man, I got goosebumps just thinking about it. The day of the march to the state capitol is going to be. We're still working out the details, but it's going to be like the Let's Legalize Wisconsin march to the Capitol. And we're going to have some speakers there, advocacy speakers. If you know any out there who have a pretty good follow, like we're trying to really hit the point across here. So we're looking for as big of advocates as we can find. There's actually a potential presidential campaign nominee scheduled to stop out there. But man, anybody, I really got to start doing some homework because it's gonna be epic. There's talks of we might have to get buses to bus people down. Man, I gotta calm down a little bit. It gets me excited, so I gotta get some more details. Chris would love to talk about the medical benefits from it with my different disabilities it helps with. I think that's awesome. Maybe now that I'm thinking of it, guys, maybe we hit them really hard. Maybe we do the emails, the social medias, when you guys send them something, if you go through the website and then I can print it out, set it right on their desk when I go there. So we're dropping off stacks of paper. But I really think some video testimony, I think that would be huge too. What are your thoughts on that? I think that could be really big. The streaming is horrible. Hey, look, demystify and destigmatize. Talk about it. The message long term is it's okay. This is normal. What's the date of the march? It's a Sunday. I think it's the first Sunday in October. Let me verify real quick. I miss hanging out with you guys from my office here because when I'm on the road, I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm just not in my jam. Like tonight, I'm back in the jam. So I appreciate you guys stopping out. Sorry for when I'm on the road, it's a little shorter and sweeter, but oh my golly, this is gonna be tough. Oh man. So is that this year's date? I think it is. So it is September 28th through the 29th in Madison. What? Yep, it is. Okay. Stay tuned on that. I got something going on that day, possibly. Sugar. That is our expected due date. Is the actual 29th of September, which is the day of the march. What? I am not making that up. We are only 10 weeks in. So we're not really sharing with too many people yet. My wife might kill me. But I just got to keep it real. Yeah, that could be tricky, folks. Yeah, I'm glad you asked, Rochelle. Thanks for stopping by. Well, we'll figure it out. We always do. That's the Bobby Beans way. Let me get caught up on comments here real quick. I'm so sorry. I just don't have ways to actually get there, or I definitely would. Web is easy. Right on, Chris. Think about it. Less backdoor cannabis due to legalization, less crime in and of itself, right? 100%. Let's make some of these bigger. I also had on here for, where were we here? Success stories from other states, personal success stories / personal stories. We just need to bombard these guys. Let's do it. Let's go every kind of media we can think of. We need to make it happen. If she really loves you, she'll wait. Oh my God, Don. I'm not saying that one out loud. Also, pressuring my doctors in my hospital is why they don't offer this option. Yeah, that's a good point. I've had a couple people say that they tell their doctor, "Oh, wood can." So I use cannabis will help with this, and then when they tell their doctor, they start writing something down, which worries me a little bit. We shouldn't have to be dealing with all this shit. It's ridiculous. Corey says legalizing should already be on the board for these dudes. It's nuts they deny it, but continue to lose money to other states. Michigan is making a killing, right? Yeah, that they are. So we got economic, certainly safety and regulation, success stories from other states, challenges. That's good to hear, activists, that there are Wisconsin doctors that agree. I feel like I've seen them in public, and I've talked a little bit to my docs. I usually just wear this when we go in there now, and they're like, "Oh, we support that." So it is cool to hear that there are some out there, and hopefully we can find a couple to get on here with us to start sharing the word, because we just need to keep turning over every rock we can find, in my opinion. Criminal justice, public support. I was just reading through a couple comments here. Success from other states. Yep, we got that. Economic benefits. Got that. Yeah, I love wearing it to the hospital. We get a lot of, especially the people behind the counters. They definitely seem to be pro cannabis. So that's always a good in, and then kind of working from there. But again, guys, if you missed in the beginning because I had the stream jacked up, what we're looking at is getting something like this on the website. So you'd come on here. This is a great tool also, that's already out there, but I would just like to fix a couple things on it. But even for now, so you can go to usa.gov/elected-officials, find my elected officials. And what I really like is you can go right to your state officials. You can find your senator. Please make sure you're following them on Facebook and Twitter. Everybody follow your elected officials. Give them crap, but be reasonable about it. Even though it's super frustrating and we shouldn't have to be doing this, we need to treat them respectfully, or they're not going to listen at all. But when you see them posting about cannabis, or when you see them posting about we need more funds, or tourism, anything, we're missing out so much on, people who can't travel to the state because they can't get their medicine here while they're on vacation. The VA needs to be able to recommend to us veterans 100%. I saw that newest study at 93% of veterans said that it helped with their PTSD. That's just astounding. That's crazy, astronomical. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt that it should be a thing. Oh, yes, veteran testimonials would be huge. Veterans, that would be on here as well. I wonder. Oh, I got so many ideas sometimes that I need to slow them down, but I feel like it'd be really cool if we could find a sponsor, because if I could afford it, I would. But if we could get vets who use cannabis a free shirt, we got to try to find a sponsor to maybe help with that. That'd be really neat. I'll have to wear my new Higher Love hat as well. Let's go. That's what's up. They also need to know that we are actively campaigning against them if they do not support legal cannabis. 100%. I think that's kind of our goal. Let's move that to the top of the list here. We need to let Man, it does feel like I'm yelling. Like I'm loud about this, but I'm not like yelling at you guys. So we'll go first letter capitalized in this sentence because it's important. We need elected officials to know we are actively campaigning. I'm good at like boggle and stuff. It's just when I'm typing. Well, I guess maybe I'm not that great at spelling on boggle. It tells me when I'm wrong, so then I change the letter in boggle. Kind of like this. Are actively campaigning against them. I think that's huge. That's our focus. And that's our freedom to do so. Demystify and destigmatize, keep pressure behind the underlying message. This is okay to talk about. This is normal. Yes, that is good. I'm going to write it this way because it's how I'll remember. It's not reefer madness. Not all that bullshit. Put that up here. Oh, great point. New business opportunities. And tons of jobs that I really want to look into. I had that number at one point for what it brought to Michigan. Mr. Scoobs. So the Tavern League has said that they are not lobbying against the legalization anymore. We're supposed to have the president or vice president of the state board is supposed to be hopping onto a podcast episode to talk about that. I know one of their state board members grows hemp and sells hemp derived products in Wisconsin, and it would make sense that they wouldn't be against it. I'm still trying to. I don't know exactly how you look at every single dollar that's put into lobbying. I found quite a few resources, and I haven't found anything with the Tavern League. But I guess we're still. I would like to validate it as much as I could, but everything I've seen so far is them telling us that they're not against it. Yes, the cottage market would be huge, and I think it just fits Wisconsin with how many farmers we have, and it's you look at like Door County. There's everywhere you go. There's like 15 different vendors in a building, or just farmers markets. Same with like that. When you go to farmers markets, are still huge in Wisconsin. I don't know if every state's like that, but and we might have an inn at the Green Bay farmers market this year. I might need some help making sure we can run that every week if that's the case, because that'd be crazy cool to have a little booth set up. I got to make a note to check in on that. I'm running out of notes. Got too many notes. Good to know. Thank you. You bet. Thanks for stopping by, Scoops. Appreciate it. I'd love to work at a pot farm, right? I agree. American Activist says, calling around to the bars, asking them if they serve cannabis drinks. When they respond no, just say thanks anyways and hang up. They will start asking for legalization real quick. Very good point. We also got I'll let them share the news once everything's solidified, but we have a really good partner of the movement, a really good business owner who is in the works of signing a very big liquor license deal or distributor deal that would make it very accessible to many, many places. So that's kind of been the holdup. A lot of bars will say if it's not with one of our distributors, we're not going to work. It's too much, this, that, whatever. So that would be huge. So we'll show that, or we'll keep an eye on that. We got Tavern League told me that they won't campaign against legalization as long as we don't attack alcohol in our efforts. Right on. Social smoking spaces, that'd be cool. Ooh, Rochelle says, can you send me some information, please? Absolutely. If you don't mind, just so I remember when I get out of here, if you can just send a message to the page, I'll make sure I get you some information on that. We need a signature mixed drink. That'd be awesome. How do I show stars? That's a great question. I don't even know how they work from that side, to be honest with you. No big deal though. It's just a little something somewhere where you can like donate stars. I don't even know how you get them, to be honest with you, but any help is appreciated. But we've got quite a few things coming up with some shows. Oh, our next event, whoop, whoop, whoop. 420, 420, 420 alert, 420 alert. Let me get up my email. Think I'm going to be able to try to swing two bigger cities, Madison and Milwaukee. There was two events that I've been in talks with people about. Oh my gosh. I cannot spell on any of my screens, which is kind of how that usually goes. Gmail.com. And let me pull this up real quick. Give me 1 second. So 420 X-Ray Arcade from 11 to 3. We'll be sharing a table. And what was this one again? It's called High Score, presented by Milwaukee Record Makers at X-Ray Arcade from 11 to 3 p.m. Any digital assets, I sent that to him. So again, that's on 420 in Milwaukee. And then Madison, I forget where the Madison, I don't know which freaking email to look at right now. We got a couple other things popping though. 6-8 in Milwaukee. Got a pretty cool event that we're working some details out on. 728 at a food truck park in Milwaukee. And then, of course, Hemp Fest, which is going to be epic. Really looking forward to that. Details should be out here in the next couple of weeks. Got a couple in-person meetings this weekend coming up down there in Milwaukee. So look forward to sharing those details. When it comes to kind of what we're looking at to get together for sharing with our elected officials, I think we've got a pretty good start here. And again, it's going to kind of be a general letter like this guy here. This website will look similar to this, where you're going to just go onto the website, click a button, put in your name, address, email, and then it'll generate and have the points in here. But obviously, you guys are more than welcome to chop that up, add more in, take some out, add your personal stories, that kind of stuff. We just got to start getting these guys overwhelmed, really. I've been smoking for over 4 years. Would love to work at a dispensary, right? That's what I'm saying, man. It's awesome to be able to help people find their medicine. I would like to just cut buds off and enjoy the smells. I'd be down with that. Like if I worked at Society C's Farm, I'd hope to be in the gastropop area. That'd be dope. Yes, I'll share that. Here, actually, I'll put it for on the page there. When it comes to any other ideas you guys have, please shoot me messages if you think of anything once we hop off of here. Going to be rolling out a couple new things to the website, so making sure that it's got a little more resources. Right now it's been me kind of focusing on the in-person stuff, but I really want to make sure that we're able to get you guys in touch with your elected officials as well. We can't make it where they can just kind of hide in the corners anymore. So stay tuned on that. Did you guys have anything else that popped up over the last few days that you had questions about or anything with the movement? Or if you guys know any business owners out there that are cannabis friendly, please let me know. I'm trying to find and shout out businesses to the page that people should go and solicit and spend their money at. If it's business owners that support cannabis legalization and aren't afraid to say it, by all means, we will shout them out to show our thanks for their support. We need to start growing the numbers and again, getting that pressure on. I want to be Wisconsin's first pot czar. That'd be interesting. I'd be down for that. I did work a few grows in Colorado. It was very fun and interesting for sure. Action tickets for me up here. There you go. Well, right on, guys. When you think of something, though, let me know. We need to find these businesses. We need to shout them out, get them more business. We need to get on our elected officials, and we need to make sure our voices are being heard. Everywhere I'm going seems to be well received. But again, I'm not able to be at the state capitol every day or talk to the same people every day. We need to really start the pressure coming from you guys. You guys are who elect them and put them in office. So let's start working on this together. Look forward to growing and really getting the pedal to the metal. We got real quick. Scoop says with the hospital shutdowns in Northwest Wisconsin, it'd be great to get more people in for cannabis legalizing for more jobs. Right? Exactly. So many jobs because it's not just the dispensary. It's crazy. There's no reason if we don't get to these guys with the numbers that something doesn't happen. So let's focus on that. Let's work this thing together and rest up because we're going to start making some noise, folks. Appreciate you guys stopping out tonight. Get back to having a little fun. Don't do anything too crazy tonight. Make sure your gutters are working, your downspouts. I had to check mine this morning. We needed some repairs, but they were completed before the rain started. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for stopping out. Have a great evening. One love, baby. Higher love. Let's go.